to Recovering Addict. I'm LT and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Fleece, married to this alcoholic addict.
That is right. And if this is the first time you've catching us, thank you for being here. What this is a channel about education on recovery. I'm an alcoholic. I'm an addict. 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom. Early 2000s was meth. In my 30s, I became a drinker, which turned into a freaking fifth a night, gallons on the weekend. I had to check myself into a detox center. Spent 5 months in an IOP, intense outpatient program, 5 nights a week. Transitioned out of there, spent another 90 days in another IOP, which is now where I reside here in the studio called SOAR, School of Addiction Recovery. I am hanging out today with Gage. He's a part of our program as well. Dude's an animal in the gym. You ought to see him bench. What did you bench last night? Squat, sorry, yeah. 405. Squatted 405 like it was nothing. He's got up and it came off his back. It's like, boink. It's crazy. The bar's bending like this. It was good though, but yeah. So I'm experienced in being an addict and an alcoholic, and it was weird because in the early 2000s, I just thought I had a drug problem, and I had to go to jail. I had a felony. I was locked up for a year, did 4 months in a halfway house, the whole 3 years on probation, and I was scared straight. I had to go to counseling. I had to do aftercare stuff, but I don't remember anything about recovery or any like AA or NA meetings or nothing. And so I basically just got scared straight and like, wow, I had a problem one time with meth. I got mixed up in it and didn't even realize I was an addict or an alcoholic, right? So in my late 30s, I just casually started drinking. I think the tipping point, I was thinking about this the other day. You remember that when we went to that wedding with Mark and Penny?
Yeah.
And I got drunk and got jiggy on the dance floor. So that was like where I think it started. That's what it was like before I was doing 6 packs of beers, fishing about the same time, but that is when I was like, this is fun and I'm okay with it. And I just headed off from there. And Felice, she had to live with me for 5 of those years of me being a freaking drunk. She knew me as a pothead when we got married. I didn't realize I was an addiction but because it wasn't really, I just went to work, smoked weed and did stucco. I just worked construction, smoking weed. But the alcohol, that's where things got a little hairy, huh?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. It was definitely a roller coaster.
Yes, it is. And so that's what this channel is about. It's about addiction recovery, family recovery. My kids had to go through it. We got friends that join us on the podcast and or whatever you want to call this live stream TV show. And we talk about addiction and we all do it together. Why? Because we recover better together. That's our saying here at Recovering Addict. And that's what we do. We recover better together. So we stick together. And that's one of the good habits that we need to start getting into in recovery is hanging out with people in recovery, getting away from the people that are high risk people that are going to either stress you out, be toxic to your life, especially in your first year of sobriety, and, bring high trigger situations around you. You got to completely change all that stuff. That's kind of another thing we want to do is try to help steer you. But another thing that we do is we go through educational books. Right now we're going through a book called It'll Never Happen to Me by Claudia Black. We are on chapter 6 tonight. This one is labeled Family Violence. So we're going to go through this as Family Violence Part 1. So we're going to look at family violence and a continuum of physical abuse. And we're going to look at it because normally, and it says this in the book, that, when we think of abuse, we think of black eyes, bloody noses, bruises, and that kind of thing. But, it's a little more than that. It can be stuff that we don't see. And we'll dive into that. This will be part 1. And then Thursday will be Jake and Fleece. Fleece will bring some Al-Anon stuff. That'll be kind of Fleece's deal on Thursday nights to make that aware of what's going on with this side, right? The side that has to live with the addict. If you have a child or a parent or whatever, we want to cover everything. And then Sunday we'll be back with part 2. And we'll get into neglect. We'll get into dynamics of abuse. We'll get into cause and effect. Then we'll get into probably a part 3, maybe part 4 at this time. We'll get into sexual abuse. And so once we start getting into this violence thing, I don't know how many of you had trauma as a kid, had trauma as, in your house and lived with it. But it's going to touch on some things you may have experienced. And like we always do is throw out this disclaimer that was in the very beginning of this book. If we start talking about this stuff and it brings up emotions that you haven't dealt with for a while and it starts to put you in a bad spot, call your sponsor, reach out to people on the Discord and, talk to your counselor if you have to. Go process these emotions because this is going to bring up stuff that you've probably been through that was not fun or comfortable, and nor do you ever want to go back. So I'm going to let Felice say what's up to everybody in the chat. Then we are going to read the Kindle 24 hour a day. We're going to get into healthy habits and recovery. We're going to get into the Discord question of the day. We're going to jump into our book. Then we will get Cassie time, Cassie's quote of the day, finish the end of the night with the rest of this chapter that we're on. And this show's not over till we say the Serenity Prayer, so don't you go nowhere. So as Felice is getting ready to say hello to everybody, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please do.
What happened, Brittany? Why is there an ambulance involved? You are like hogging the whole TV. I'm not even in the show.
Why you gotta go this way?
Well, then I squish your friend.
Yeah, that looks better anyway.
There we go. Now we can all be in the show.
We're all misplaced.
And we forgot to give your friend a mic.
He said he didn't want one.
What?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, whatever.
Because I want it. It's right there.
All right. Now I'll tell everybody hello. And you'll all be thrilled to know that.
Whoa, School of Addiction Recovery.
I feel
win.
like that was us. Did you win? I think that's cheating. Look, now Michael's in second place.
Ah.
Hi, Mike. We've missed you. Tons and tons and tons. How's work going?
Teeter. He's been working his butt off lately, y'all.
I feel like you won. Hi, Marilyn.
Marilyn. Yeah, Teeter's really the winner. I cheated.
What's up, John? Good evening. We love you too.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. I know we got friends in Australia. We got
no idea what the poll results are.
I don't think it's looking good for the left or the right, and I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But you know what? At the end of the day, it don't matter.
He says, random comment. You know, your mom may have been right all these years because if I didn't wait in the frigid line this morning 3 hours to vote without a jacket, I wouldn't be well right now. I'm glad you had a jacket, and I'm glad you voted.
Yeah, good job for voting, all those who did.
I'm hungry, Teeter. Just stuff in my face. No Teeter time.
That's okay. He's busy. He's been tired. He's working too much.
Who else? We got Raylene.
Raylene, what's going on?
Hello. Who else? Cherie. Love seeing you, Cherie.
Hey, good day, mate.
Jake. Missing you tonight,
Jake Brown.
dude.
What's up, brother?
We got Lish. Hello.
Alicia. Best podcast on the school podcast.
That was a great podcast.
It was so cool I had to put her in that intro.
Yeah, I love that too. What's up, Debbie? Who else? We got Desmond in the house. There's an Australia, folks.
Hey, good day, mate.
From down under. What's up, Sean?
Sean Leary. We're going to talk about a question he asked in the Discord. I haven't been in the Discord lately, and I noticed there's a few questions. So I'm just going to read through them and talk and chit-chat and see what you all think.
Mark, what's up? Hi, Amanda.
Hey, there's my boy Mark. What's up, dog?
Hey, Steve.
Steve Sherwood.
Sky's in the house. Love you, Sky.
Good to see you. How you doing? How's recovery going for you?
There's a Cherie's Max Squat 50. Share squad. Thanks, Steve.
Steve, yeah, y'all share this out
up,
if you can. You never know who's going to hear what and just at the right moment. And by hitting that share button, I mean, literally it takes like 2 seconds to do, and you can share it about 6 different places in, 15 seconds. You could save somebody's life. It's a possibility.
What's up, Cherie? And thank you very much. Mad got a compliment on her hoodie today.
Sweet.
Boom. Covering addict hoodies. Let's see. I think my mouse is upside down. Where did I go? Oh, I'm on the other TV. Here I am. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Said hi to all of you. Brittany, did you answer my question yet? Misty, hello. Oh, wow. Oh, blood sugar.
Tara, what's up?
Okay, here we go. Misty, hello.
What's up, Misty Johns?
Let's see. Oh, look, you're nailing Amanda already with your intro. What's up, Kyle? Tiara, hello. Let's see. Oh, blood sugar got too high. Dang it. That's scary. And the local facility can't take her word. That's even worse.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're in our prayers as always. You know that.
But yeah, hopefully she's okay.
Fleece is the bomb.
What's up, Don?
Hey, what's up, Don?
Thanks, Sheree.
Welcome. Glad you're here.
No politics, John.
No politicky.
Hey, Petey. What's up, Facebook user?
Yeah, we're here to talk about recovery.
Hello, Kimmy.
And you know what? Tomorrow, if freaking Trump's the president or if Biden's the president, I ain't going to stop doing.
What up, Gage?
Oh, what's up, Jesse? I ain't going to stop doing what I'm doing. Period. I'm going to still be in recovery. I'm going to still work my program. I'm going to still come on here live. I'm going to still continue to do what I do. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You just keep pressing. As an entrepreneur, you adapt and you press through.
Hi, Allie.
Allie!
I'm hungry. Washka Kashka Cat. What is up?
What's up, Todd in Seattle?
Shandia shared.
Shandia, thank you.
Been on the right path. Good, Kyle. Glad to hear
Kyle,
that.
good, brother. Been thinking about you. Janet?
Hundreds.
Say hi to Janet?
Uh-huh. Free hat for 100th share squatter. So share.
Sponsored by yours truly. Thank you, Michael Teeter.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Petey. That's everybody.
That's everybody. All right, let's get into our Kindle 24-hour a day for November 3rd. Y'all throw up some prayers for this one. AA thought of the day. It says, I have charity. Another word for love. It's the kind of love which is not selfish passion, but an unselfish, outgoing desire to help other people, to do what is best for other people, to put what is best for him or her above my own desires, to put God first, the other person second, and myself last. Charity is gentle. It's kind, understanding, long-suffering, and full of desire to serve. AA has given me this. That's true. What I do for myself is lost. Whatever I do for others may be written somewhere in eternity. That sounds like a revision of a verse I know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question. How's your heart look in charity? What are you doing to give back to other people? I know some of you are in the first couple days of sobriety, a couple weeks, maybe first month or 2 months. But as you start growing, just like we were talking about in group the other day, you start gaining your voice. As soon as you start seeing these positive changes in your life, voice them. And by voicing that, other people hear, they're inspired, and you've possibly given them another 24 through your inspiration and courage, another 24 hours sober. So that's where charity begins, is by recognizing those who are watching you in your recovery and watching your successes, be an inspiration and letting your light shine. And for those of you who are years into the recovery, what are you doing to give back? Jim, the guy I work with on Thursday nights, he's a legend around here. He's a really old dude, really tall as well. But he would always tell me, he goes, what kind of person would I be? And you've probably heard me say this a million times. What kind of person would I be if at my darkest, weakest moment, I reached out and got all this help from everybody, got better, and then just disappeared and not returned the favor to those who were in the same place I was? You know, because we are built and made now for this service, having experienced it. Why do you think Dustin calls this place the school of addiction recovery, or the school podcast? Because we have a degree in something most people don't even have a clue about. They don't understand addiction, let alone actually going through it to where your life actually hit rock bottom and had to dig your way out. And it's not easy. So here's our meditation of the day. Ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. God has unlimited power. There is no limit to what his power can do in human hearts. But we must will to have God's power, and we must ask God for it. God's power is blocked off from us by our indifference to it. We can go along our own selfish way without calling on God's help, and we get no power. But when we trust in God, we can will to have the power we need. When we sincerely ask God for it, we get it abundantly. And then our prayer of the day is, I pray that I may will to have God's power. I pray that I may keep praying for strength that I need. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I like what you got there, Des. Give freely what was given freely to you.
Amen. Exactly.
Amen.
See, do you like it like this? Let me get a Facebook, YouTube, y'all. Give me a poll. This is number one. Look at the style of the comment you see on the screen. You see Des Cook, give freely what was given to you. Now I'm going to change the style, and I want you to tell me which one you like. That one, or
number one, or number two,
or number two. This one.
Number one.
I'm a fan of number two.
Or number two.
Number one, number two. Camera one, camera two. I like this one. The law of attraction will bring anything, good or bad. Think and pray positively, and you are putting yourself towards something better.
Is this number two? We got some votes for number two.
Yeah, number two. I'm with y'all.
It's bigger. I'm blind, too.
It's nicer. It just looks nicer. Number two, I can see it much better. Okay.
Hey, Soupy.
Well, the vote is in. Number 2 it is.
Us old people
Yo.
like number 2. Agreed.
Number 2 it is. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I love your guys' help. Thank you so much for being there for me. Thank you for responding and commenting and being a part of this program. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be at home reading a book about recovery as much as I do. I would fall to the way of, I'll get to it later. You know what I mean? The character defects of procrastination, or my imagination. Oh, it'll fix itself one day, instead of actually, being held accountable. So I appreciate you guys holding me accountable. But right now, and I think I'm going to screen share this one. I think
I'm going to say hello to my big sister out there.
Yeah, do that.
Hi, big sister. I just seen that you were the Facebook user, so hello. Wish I could see your face too. That'd be great. My throat's like super dry and it's super annoying.
Okay. Just because I like messing with this stuff, I have to do it. So this is what time it is, y'all. So it's been a little bit since I got in here for the Discord question of the day. And we got one from Sean L. We also have one from I Have Issues, Savage Trainer. He posted one in here via Kimmy. And then Kimmy said, thank you. And so we are going to go through this right now. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's a little too much. So Sean L. says, I had a question. How can I get more involved and be of service to others in my recovery, either within this community or in AA in general? For one thing is to be at least once or twice a day, if you want to get involved in this community, pop into the Discord like you have been. I mean, you're doing it. And comment, ask questions, and pose positive energy, positive vibe, positive quotes. Ask and reach out if anybody's struggling. Another thing you can do too is to just like jump into this general voice thing, and you can video, and we can actually have a conversation in here. See that? There's my floor from my computer screen. Scoot over there and show them what we're talking about.
Is that way over here?
Yeah. And so you could pop in right there and say hi and just hang out and wait for people to come in. And people from around the world will jump in there and say hello. So that's another way, is to just get involved. And you could do that same thing in the private Facebook group as well. And if you want to, we could start, how involved you want to get. I'm always open to have people come on the show. So if you want to jump on the show, get in contact with me. I'll make the links happen. And that's what will happen. You can get on the show.
I see you.
That's another way. So I have issues. So in general, in AA, I would say go to AA meetings. Get there early and stay late. Your AA meeting starts at 1 o'clock. Get there at 12:30. Hang out, set up the chair, start the coffee, clean the room. Just be of service. And people that show up early, greet each and every one of them. If you see a newcomer, run over there, ask them how they're doing, what they need, and how you can help. And then stay late. For the ones that may have been touched emotionally and hurting, stick around. Find a group, become a home member, a home leader, be a leader in that member. Just make yourself get active in it, and it will suck you in. Trust me on that. And so I have issues. Says I have a question as well. Isn't the day that recovery starts is the day you reach out for help? So that's like almost, and I'm going to go with Merck because I've already read through this a little bit, but that's sobriety date. And that's one of those other divides in the recovery community of what your sobriety date is. Some people say, like strict old timer AA people, if you're on Suboxone, you're not clean, so you don't have a sobriety date. I look at my sobriety date as August 18th. That is the day I got better. And then my technical clean date is October 5th, 2019. So the day I reached out, the day that I went to the hospital, belligerent drunk, hitting the vape, had to go sleep it off at a hotel, that was the day my recovery started, 100%. My technical body, physical, scientific clean date, October 5th. I haven't had a drink, a smoke. The only thing I've done is vape and drink about 450 rock stars. So it's up to you. And I've heard people that don't even count. It can get even worse than that. I like to keep it pretty simple. When did you decide to get better and started doing better? That's your recovery. That's the day you started getting better. What's your actual technical clean day? Give yourself one of those. It gives you, I always did that when I was smoking cigarettes. I quit. And then, 6 months later, I had a cigarette. I can't say that I quit 6 months ago because I just quit one. You know what I mean? I had a cigarette. So
yeah, those milestones are good. Gives you goals. Mm-hmm. Something to look forward to.
Yep. So Kimmy This is via Savage Trainer. Kimmy says, I've been clean for about 4 months. Oddly, I lost my job last week. And in the last 4 months, I've had no desire to use. But yesterday and night became unbelievable. It is the first time I've even realized I wasn't an occasional user, but an addict. Any suggestions on how to handle that or fight through this urge that feels beyond overpowering? Obviously, I like working the steps. What you just had a realization is step one, your powerlessness. By letting it out there, getting it off your chest. We have a book we go through called Staying Sober.
It's a good
by
book.
Terrence Gorski. And as soon as you feel these emotions rise, and if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you've heard me say this a million times. Call somebody. Pick up that phone before it gets too heavy. A lot of times they're called a 1,000-pound phone. Reach out. And then when you reach out, you want to start talking to people who are not going to accuse, criticize, or minimize, like us. You can come to me with any problem. I'm not going to accuse you of anything. I'm going to listen. I'm not going to criticize anything of your bad behaviors that's making you feel guilty, ashamed, or what you've done in addiction, or that you were addicted. We've all been through it. I've done things that are so horrible that I don't even want to talk about them. Step 4 got put in a shredder or something. I shredded it up or something. And minimize. A lot of times, a lot of people will look at their life and be like, well, what I'm going through is not as bad as that person. It doesn't matter. You're going through it. It hurts your heart. You're going through it. We're not going to minimize that. We're going to listen and love. So reach out to somebody you trust. Reach out to your AA, NA group, counseling, whatever support system you got. If it's your mom, your dad, whoever. Somebody you can start talking to who's not going to accuse, criticize, or minimize. And this is why. You need to talk about what you're experiencing. Talk about what are you experiencing. Talk about it. It'll help you look at your situation more realistically. For some reason, when you say it out loud to somebody else, all of a sudden you see it a little more clearly than your crazy, wild imagination has it drummed up to be in your mind. Mm-hmm. It'll help you bring internal symptoms to your conscious awareness, and it will give you the support when you need others to rely on. And people in AA and recovery love to be relied on, and they love to see people succeed. And this is a part of it. And then vent it out. Ventilization is called. Express as much as you can about what you're thinking and feeling, even if it seems irrational and unfounded. You know, this might sound crazy, but this is what I'm feeling. Let it out. And by saying it out loud, it takes the power out of it, and you're on to beating these types of cravings. So that was awesome for you to actually put that in here so that people could respond and talk. So thank you, Kimmy, for that question.
Yeah. And you are welcome, Sean, for answering your question.
And I have issues as typing.
Hey.
And we're back.
We're back.
And we are 38 comments behind. Oh, Mr. Teeter, thank you for the 20 bones.
Yeah, we want to thank Teeter for the 20. We wanted to also thank Raylene. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Raylene.
And Sean.
Sean, thank you so much, brother.
Super appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. You got if you go to recoveringaddict.org, my phone number is right on there. Shoot me a text. And if you want to start collaborating as well, I don't know. I know that your niche and your YouTube channels, that music stuff that you like to do, which I love because I have another YouTube channel as well, which I don't really take care of, but I know we can figure something out.
And hello, Raina.
Raina!
Also, a big thank you to Raina for the super
sticker. Oh, nice, Raina. Thank you.
I can't wait for our girls' night.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Alicia, you're invited. John, I kind of want to see a picture of your whiteboard.
Oh, his whiteboard's awesome.
I hear it's legendary.
It is legendary. I've seen it before.
Hey, jump, little doggy.
Jump, little doggy, jump, jump. In the house. Staying sober. I am.
Hi, Shantia. What about, did we forget you?
What was my last trigger? Oh, my last trigger. I don't know if I should talk about it or not, but I was drug testing somebody and they were high. And I was like, dang, I want to be where that guy is. Just a split second, I desired to be spracked out of my mind. That was my last trigger. Sober Ladies Night, she would love it. All right, what time is it? Where are we at? 8:25. Let's get into our book, you guys. Family violence, chapter 6. If you're following along, it's on page 85. And remember, I'm going through revision 2. Revision 3 is coming out soon. If you want to wait for that one. According to Jake, this is a collector's item now, and it's like getting more expensive. It's a very good book. Okay, remember what I said, the disclaimer. Is we go through this, and if you've been through this type of family violence and you start getting drummed up emotions about it, make sure you contact somebody. You could do it either via the Discord, jump into that general chat area. We used to do it all the time. I don't know why people aren't in there as much anymore. Call your sponsor and whoever else to support,
There you go.
Yeah,
Sober
fly her
ladies
out
night.
of here. Oh, wait, Shandi is in Utah. What am I talking about? I was thinking Mad for some reason.
That'd be cool.
That would be so cool. You guys should go hiking.
Could all wear matching hoodies and t-shirts.
Yeah, recovering addict shirts. Go hiking. Go walk around. Go walk around Salt Lake or something. All right, so here's a quote. We never knew when he would blow up or for what and who would be the target of his anger. Oh, I forgot I was going to get into habits. Back up the train,
Wait,
y'all.
I just got a picture of the awesome
That's cool.
whiteboard. That's very cool. Very cool.
So I was asked by a friend to go over habits. I forgot. I got to back up this choo-choo train before we get into that book. Because when you are an addict, and say you've been an addict for, 2 to 10 years, you've built some pretty heavy, hard to get rid of habits. And these habits, for the most part in addiction, are not healthy habits. So how do we overcome these bad habits? And what are these bad habits? Bad habits are dangerous for people in recovery for a number of reasons, right? So if you're in recovery, these old habits have to die away. The new person that you are becoming has to come in. Let me back up on this one. Let's see.
Hi, Michelle. Oh, did you see my keychain? Oh, man.
So while there are similarities between addiction and bad habits, it would be far too simplistic to say that they are one and the same. This is because addiction involves both physical and psychological components. The individual feels that they need to use the addictive substance in order to cope. And if they stop using, they will experience physical and mental withdrawal symptoms. These can sometimes be even life-threatening. It would be fair to say that alcohol and drug abuse are bad habits, but they do involve more than just that. In other words, the bad habit is just a part of the problem. It usually only takes a few weeks to break a habit, but those who have been addicted to a substance can still occasionally get cravings, even though they have been sober for decades. So these habits are something we need to break. And remember, it's a couple weeks of fighting. If you're right in the beginning and you are experiencing old thought patterns, because you have to actively fight against these old thought patterns, negativity. If your immediate response to anybody giving you a compliment is to respond negatively, or if anybody tells you something, you just deny and don't believe them. Any type of negative thoughts, even like one I heard today, when you haven't been around for a while and you approach somebody and say, hey, is everybody talking about me? That's self-importance. No, we're not all that important. That's another bad habit we got to try to break. Letting people have control of our emotions. That's another bad habit we have to break. I don't know. Choosing our battles is another one too. Yeah. Why go and argue when there's just no point in arguing? The addictive personality means that people can be more susceptible to falling to this type of behavior. These characteristic traits include the inability to deal with stress, impulsive behaviors, and attractions to nonconformity and deviant behavior. So even though you get rid of the drugs and you're getting your dopamine fixed by doing things that are wrong, stealing, I don't know, name a bunch that gives you a rush, that could be another bad habit because all you're doing is you're just still in your addictive thinking process. So bad habits and the addictive personality. So the addictive personality, we went through this book, refers to a set of attributes the addict will tend to share. So this is not to say that all people who have fallen into addiction will share all of these character traits, but most will share at least some of them. These characteristics associated with this type of personality include antisocial tendencies. If you don't want to be a part of any AA group, or you feel like you go to these groups and you feel like you shouldn't be there, that's an antisocial tendency that you need to just battle through. Our imaginations and our addicts are going to play all kinds of tricks on us to keep us isolated, away from people who do care and want to help. So fight that and stick with the people, even if some of y'all don't get along. I've heard it said, if you haven't been to, if you don't, if there's somebody in AA, if you like everybody in AA, you haven't gone to enough meetings. That's what it is. If you haven't, if you like everybody, you haven't been to enough meetings. Another one is they often have a high tolerance for what would be considered bad behavior, deviance by other people. They tend to act in an impulsive manner. Nothing's really planned out. I know when we're first in recovery, it's just, one day at a time. So you make these plans, maybe half a day at a time even. But everything's just reactive, It's just like, oh, I got to take care of this. Oh, I got to do this. And nothing's a proactive step. It's like chess, We got to start learning how to play chess with our lives in recovery. We start making the pieces move where we want them to move instead of just like being attacked all the time and just trying to, withstand the attack. Symptoms of depression and anxiety. The individual subjectively believe that they have a high degree of stress in their life. And things aren't always as bad as we make them out to be. And that could be a lot of our imaginations, that it just feels overwhelming and stressful because we're not used to doing it sober. And so we fall prey to that addictive thinking, that addictive personality. Feeling alienation from other people, another form of self-importance. Struggle to delay gratification. In us addicts, we want instant gratification. That's why we did drugs, right? I would slam that first half a pint because I knew within 2 minutes I was going to have a complete different head change, mood change. Now, if I want to feel good, I got to work for it. To get that same reward, but on a healthy level, okay? Gage and I work out for 45 minutes. And then we have that. But that's a hard 45 minutes. That's delaying gratification. If you know you can have it right now and you take it and it's just going to be another impulsive move, but if you wait and let things fall into line, let things play out the way they would, delay the gratification, the instant gratification. Like I said, we did this trick on our kids. We gave Amos and Zylan, my two oldest boys, we gave them each a marshmallow. And here's where the rules. You can eat it right now if you want to, but if you wait 5 minutes, I'll give you 2. And my one son was like, I'll get 2 in 5 minutes if I wait. He said, okay. Sat back and just waited, not even tempted. My other son, he was like this. Yeah, because he had to have that instant gratification. And we did this to him when they were young, probably like 5 and 4, maybe 4 and 3. And to this day, the way that they handle money, the way that they handle school, the way that they handle friendships, all plays out on this instant gratification. Their ability to delay gratification. The one who is actually willing to wait has a lot more has a more peaceful, responsible life, and the other one lives a little more chaotically.
Yeah, for sure.
So try to set yourself up to delay that gratification. And most of the time when you do delay gratification, that's like in entrepreneurship. You don't set your business up to succeed in 1 year. You set it up because you love the process and you're looking 10 years down the road. And a lot of times that gratification that you waited for is a lot more rewarding and way better than what you've expected. Prone to attention-seeking behavior. I probably am a victim of this one of myself. I love attention. But attention-seeking, you're always looking for approval of others. You need pats on the back. Hey, how'd I do? What is this? I kind of have that bad habit there. Highly insecure in relationships. They may turn to bad habits in order to deal with their insecurities. If you're in recovery, the first year, just take care of yourself. This is just a suggestion, but just take care of yourself for a while. It was kind of funny. I read something on Facebook the other day. I was like, should I get in a relationship?
They want us to spin the Gage. I think he's an ornament. I'm dying over here. They're like, he's a hologram. Oh. They're like, no, he's a model.
Like this.
Aubrey's all he moved. I can't hold it in any longer. Try to be patient.
Yeah, so this Facebook post that I read was about relationships. And a couple of them was funny. It was like, if you can take care of a plant for 1 year and it doesn't die, then you're ready for a relationship. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
That's good.
So what are some good habits we can get into, y'all? I'm going to give you 7 good ones from Practical Recovery. The first one on the list is get enough sleep. It's likely that when you were actively pursuing your addiction, sleep fell to the wayside, right? Especially if you were on meth, Adderall, even alcohol, because I would drink until midnight, 1 o'clock, because I was like, oh, screw it. I'll still feel this good tomorrow when I wake up. Have to get up at 4 o'clock, 4:30, actually being hungover and drunk. And, and the sleep that I got was crappy sleep because it was alcohol induced. I just passed out. And so sleep is, when you're in addiction, sleep is gone. It falls to the wayside. And according to the National Sleep Foundation, adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right? They could slightly be higher or lower depending on you. But if you find it difficult to ignore all the after hours activities going on around you, spend some time in a quiet activity before you go to bed. So get in a routine of getting yourself to sleep. From 8 to 9, if your bedtime's 9 o'clock, from 8 to 9, lights down low. Put your phone away because the lights on here mess with the, it gives your brain the whatever, it tells you that the sun's out, whatever that thing is called. It's not, I've heard it's bad for your to sleep. So just like, read a book and start chilling down. And I would stay away from, this is hypocritical talking coming from me, but loads of caffeine or pre-workouts. Get sleep. And I screwed my sleep up last night because I drank too much caffeine and went to bed on an empty stomach. We were trying to juice and
just the worst. You guys quit that night.
Yeah, I was like, screw it.
So
I'm eating pizza.
I made it till 1 o'clock today and I had some French fries from the waffle truck. It's good, but I'm hungry.
I was starving.
Oh, please introduce yourself real quick.
Oh, I'm Gage.
Oh, crap. Cassie's on. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm Gage, and I'm an alcoholic addict. So
that's Gage. He's an alcoholic addict.
This is our guest model, Gage.
And y'all didn't even tell me. I had another tab pulled up and didn't have my StreamYard tab. But it's Cassie's quote of the daytime. My goodness. Sorry, Cassie. I didn't even realize.
She's just been sitting back there.
No. I wanted to hear the 7 habits. I liked it, and I wanted to add. So I think for sleep, I think meditation. And or listening to so I've been listening to the sounds of the ocean waves or the rain and stuff like that, and that's been helping me go to sleep too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
meditation. I agree.
Okay.
You want me to go through those real quick?
Okay.
You want to do your quote?
Yeah, go ahead, please. I want to listen to. Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So let me get through these real quick.
No, go ahead, finish because you're already on 2. So go ahead. Yep.
Okay, number 2. Eat well, but not too much. This is just as with sleep. You probably didn't value nutrition. Obviously not. I valued alcohol and whatever the hell was in the fridge when I was finally starving, right? And then in the morning, I couldn't eat. I couldn't even, when we had Taco Tuesday, I could barely eat one taco because my belly was just so whiskey rotted. So it's never too late to start eating well. Find nutritious whole foods. Get stuff that's easy for your body to digest. Eat only when you're hungry and just until you're full. So remember, foods with no breaks. If you've been here at SOAR, you've heard that a lot. Foods with no breaks. That's just like bags of chips and garbage and Twinkies. And it seems like that's why you can just eat a whole bag, right? Eat good foods eat 4 or 5 eggs. Have a glass of milk, some protein, foods that actually provide nutrition to your body that tells your brain it's full. Another good habit is wash your hands frequently. Germs are everywhere, and the more we've interacted with each other, the more likely we are to come in contact with germs that can and will attack your immune system. With addiction, our immune system has dropped low. So as we're getting enough sleep and we're eating well, let's stay sanitary until our immune system goes back up. Then go ahead and eat some dirt. Just kidding. That last part was a joke. Take care of your teeth. Extended use of alcohol and drugs can wreak havoc on your teeth, even with the best hygiene. Studies have shown that poor dental health is associated with diseases such as Alzheimer's, pancreatic cancer, and heart disease. Brush at least twice a day, floss, and visit the dentist twice a year for cleanings and checkups. Oh, I've never heard that emphasized in that.
Okay, my dentist just told me to floss the teeth you want to keep.
Really?
So all of them?
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, say no more.
I don't want any of them.
Go ahead, sorry.
All right, number 5, exercise and stretch. You hear us say this here a lot at Recovery Net, especially since we joined forces with School of Addiction Recovery. Exercise and stretch. Get your blood flowing. Get your muscles built back up, your tendons, everything's dry rotted. I mean, we have completely destroyed our bodies if we're not dead and if we have been in super addiction like I was. So get exercise, go on a walk, climb a hill, do something, right? Rest and relaxation. You got to turn work off. This is different than getting enough sleep. You need to find time to wind down, get away from work, stimulating activities, right? As Dr. Horvath points out, if you regularly overwork or get overstimulated, you may turn outside yourself to help you calm down. So by turning to an external source, such as addictive behavior, you will reduce your natural ability to relax, break the cycle, and schedule downtime for yourself. So what I do, my downtime after my routine over this last 90 days, every Saturday we get up, we go on a workout, we have an AA and a spiritual meeting of some sort. We do the school podcast. I'm done by noon. From Saturday till noon, till I fall asleep, is my chill time. I totally unwind. I try to stay off my phone, and I don't plug into the computer that much, and I just try to break what I do on a day-to-day basis. And number 7 is stay connected to others and to nature. We preach that all the time. We recover better together, and getting outside, smelling the fresh air, go for a swim in the summertime. Even if it's winter and it's a bluebird day and there's snow, put your coat on and go for a walk. Get some of that vitamin D and take care of yourself. So those are 7 good habits to replace. And when you're actually putting these in place, like I said before, nature abhors a vacuum. You got rid of something, you got to replace it with something positive. So get rid of a bad habit. Okay, so I'm not going to eat like crap anymore, so you replace it with good food. So get rid of the old, in with the new. I think that's all I got, Cassie. You are up.
I like it. And the quote, it actually ties in with this. And you know where I got the quote today, LT. It's off of Michael. Okay, I don't want to butcher his last name because when people do it to my name, I get so angry. So it's like it's Supli Owski.
Supulowski. Soupy.
Yes, Soupy. Yes. Okay, so this is a quote from his page today. Okay, Soupy. Okay, you can't become who you want to be because you're too attached to who you've been. You liked it, LT, remember?
Yeah. Look at this. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on before you go. I want to show you what I did.
And he's like carrying that ball and chain.
Oh, I turned it into, okay. Actually, I put it on the crew. I actually stole that picture and put it on a different app.
Awesome. It was awesome. That really, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, and then I went and I saw you liked it. I was like, this is my quote of the day.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, Michael. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, bring together. Soup. All right, yep. You in the back too. Yep. Put the heart together. We're going to bring it together and we're going to continue to spread that love.
Woohoo!
All right, guys.
Love you.
Love you.
That's a good one. Yeah, I liked that one. That was a great quote. All right, where was I? 8:43. All right, let's jump into this book.
We love you, Teeter.
We never knew. Did you want to add anything? You want to talk? You talk for a minute. My voice is tired. You're on the spot. Here, you too.
So, Gage, tell us about yourself. Michael Teeter says that you are quite the model. Just so you know.
Oh, wow.
I'll make it feel real awkward. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh, you're just a baby.
Yeah, I'm 20. I'm almost 30 days sober.
30 days
30.
almost?
Yeah, 30 days almost. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to know about me. I'm just really big into fitness now. I've realized that because I've tried getting clean 4 or 5 times and I've never found a good habit to replace it. And this time I decided that I was going to go with weightlifting, and it's something that I'm really good at. So I'm really passionate about it, and it's awesome, and it kicks your ass too. So
yeah, my legs hurt real bad.
Yeah, it's definitely something to push yourself, and it teaches you discipline, having a healthy diet, and going to the gym, because getting here is half the battle.
Getting here is half the battle.
That's true.
So, to me, discipline's the most important thing to getting sober. You gotta have discipline.
It's nice to have a group too. Encourages you.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a workout buddy.
Yeah.
Get your butt going.
So much fun to work out in a group.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Definitely work out harder in a group for sure. So say that all again.
Say that all again.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Thank you, Marilyn. I did pass the buck. I'm real good at it.
He did fine. If you didn't hear him, turn it up. Rewind and turn it up. He just stepped out of his box, y'all.
He did.
So
I don't talk.
he's pretty introverted kind of dude. He decided to come hang out with us tonight. Didn't realize he was even going to sit center of the stage. And now you got him to talk. That's work and recovery. That's getting out doing stuff that you normally don't do. You know, if things don't change, nothing's going to change.
As LT always says, your circle just got a little bit bigger.
Yeah. You got your comfort zone right here. As soon as you step out of it, it gets a little bigger.
Feels nice.
It is feel nice, doesn't it? He says it feels nice, y'all. Shri, calm down.
Her picture too.
I'm just kidding. All right, let's at least get through a page of this. We never knew when he would blow up or for what and who would be the target of his anger. He would suddenly threaten one of us for no reason at all. His favorite saying was, "This is my house and I'll do what I want."
These are for you, Gage. You need to have a yak with Aubrey.
If you hook up with Aubrey, he's they call him a big book Nazi. He's in Australia.
Really?
He's cool. You should get to know him.
Mark says, glad you're here. Congrats on 30 days.
Thanks.
And coming out of your shell. Mark's cool. You're like,
Merck's
Mark.
awesome. Merck's solid. He's solid as an oak.
That's rude.
Yeah.
I like this. If nothing changes, your clean date will.
Somebody write that down in the Discord. If nothing changes, your clean date will. That is awesome.
That's gold.
That's gold. Thanks, Jump. That is money right there. I love it.
Teresa.
And
well
Marilyn,
done,
thank you
Gage.
for the donation. Appreciate that
Yes.
so much.
We love it. We love you. You're amazing.
Okay.
Big book Nazi.
For many, okay, y'all, listening up. Remember what we talk about. Let's recover. Let's get back on topic. So, for many, living in an addictive family means to live with both physical and sexual abuse, and to be the witness of abuse or to be the direct recipient of it. In January of 1999, a 167-page report from the National Center of Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University said, there is no safe haven for abused and neglected children of drug and alcohol abusing parents. They are the most vulnerable and endangered individuals in America. In dollars, parental substance abuse and addiction cost the nation some $10 billion in federal, state, local child welfare system costs. It would go on to say that substance abuse causes exacerbates 7 out of 10 cases of child abuse or neglect. Children whose parents abuse drugs and alcohol are 3 times more likely to be abused and 4 times more likely to be neglected than children whose parents are not substance abusers. My own research indicates that 66% of children raised in alcoholic families have been physically abused or have witnessed abuse of another family member. In more than 1/3 of these families, such abuse occurs on a regular basis. Wow, that's kind of sad and that's kind of scary. Uncle Daddy, coming up on 2 months. Yes, done this before. Had 11 months last time. Awesome, brother. Yeah, get it. Work your program. Just like Jump Little Doggy says, if nothing changes, your clean date will. And don't forget to check out our Discord and our private Facebook group. Felice will post those in there. Check out our website, too. Let us know what you think.
Yep, and I will check on that, PD. Oh, bye, big sister. Love you.
Continuum of physical abuse. Because people who have been raised in abusive families have a high tolerance for inappropriate behavior and violence, it is often helpful to describe abusive behavior. When we think of physical abuse, we often picture a badly beaten, chronically black-eyed and blued child, right? In reality, battering may be much more subtle and infrequent with barely visible results. Battering can occur in the form of pushing, shoving, grabbing, pinching, or choking. It may be slapping, hitting, kicking, punching, or slamming a person against the wall, to the floor, or against a car. Who's that?
Chris Hill.
Oh, what's up, dog?
What's up, man?
But abuse can also, it can be emotional as well as verbal or physical. In many addictive homes, only terror exists. No bruises attest to the violence or evident. Children and spouses frequently experience intensely frightening and physically dangerous situations. Listen to this one. When dad is in alcoholic siege, when he's freaking out, he takes the family for a 60-mile-an-hour ride down a mountain road at night with the headlights turned off. The effects is just as traumatic and physical violence, yet it leaves no physical scars. Michael describes his mother's rage. He says, I can still see my mom throwing dishes, and I can hear her yelling at us kids things we should never have heard. She would chase us with a knife, threatening to kill us if she caught us. For some, the trauma is in the witnessing of physical abuse of siblings or other parent, which is often more damaging than receiving the abuse itself. To be the witness of your mom getting beat down could not be good. All right, so here's a quote from somebody. It says, I would be terrified. The voices were loud, and sometimes my mother would throw things. I'd pretend I heard nothing. I'd be terrified that something awful would happen. Sometimes the police would come. Sometimes the neighbors. When it got really bad, my mother would come, pull me out of bed, and tell me to pack. I would obey. We would leave. This became a routine. That one kind of hit home for me. I remember my dad. I told you about my dad, how childish he is, and he's I believe he has arrested development. But when my sister and I remember being, I don't know, from age 7 to 13, loud screaming match fights, not physical kicking each other, but just stupid, just stuff that shouldn't be said. And my sister and I'd be packing our bags. And usually we were stuffing all our clothes into a sleeping bag, throwing it into the car, and then driving around. And we did that, and that became a routine for one or two of our years as children, I remember. My father would always beat my mother when he was drunk. Then he beat my brother. I hated it. Then I got so tired to interfere and be a referee to prevent the arguing, and that would lead to the violence. But one night, he threw me into a chair, told me to shut up or I'd get the bottle right across my face. I tried to speak up, but quickly shut up. He would have done it. After that, I could only watch. I hated him. But even more, I hated me for my powerlessness and fear. Josh Beam, welcome to the show.
What's up?
What actually goes on in the day-to-day existence of one who lives in the shadows of physical violence is often beyond the imagination of those who have never had such an experience. That's why we got to be empathetic anywhere we go in life. You don't know who's experienced what. Listen to that last sentence, or listen to this sentence here. What actually goes on in the day-to-day existence of one who lives in the shadows of physical violence is often beyond the imagination of those who have never had such experience. You can't even imagine what this person went through. And here we are treating them like crap. Even like the homeless people, and you have no empathy for that. You have no idea what they're going through. There's only maybe one or two people in your whole entire life that you actually do know what they're going through. I think Alicia posted that from Gary V on Discord. Stop judging, because you have no clue what's going on in anybody's life. Even like, what did he say? Even in your sister and your mother's life, you really still don't know what is actually going on in their life. Here's another quote. So be empathetic. That's my point. Be empathetic and love one another, y'all. You don't know what's happening. And we can't even imagine it sometimes when it's physical trauma and violence and abuse and addiction, right? Quote, when dad drank, someone got beat. We hated to see him get started, but the quarreling was awful loud. My mom was hurt a lot. How did it get started on me? Simply, I defended my mom, and if I wanted to know who did something rather than see my younger brother or sister get it, I did it. No matter what it was, he usually had a wooden hanger or a belt on us. I still look at my brother and my sister and my mom. I wouldn't lift a finger to help my dad. I refused to go to his funeral or send flowers. I am the same way with my own kids. Take care of them, protect them from my ex-husband, who somehow has managed to develop a dependency on prescription drugs and always had a beer in his hands and likes to hit. So she ended up actually marrying into the same type of abusive relationship. That's crazy. Why couldn't we find the feed on YouTube? Hello, everyone. Claiborne the Barber. I have no idea. I know. Well, actually, I kind of maybe have an idea. It's on YouTube. What's up, Norman? Good to see you. YouTube was glitching out on me. I couldn't download the podcast yesterday from Saturday because I usually download it, the school podcast, and then I upload it to other platforms. It wouldn't let me, and finally later today, it finally like cleared up. So I don't know if there's a glitch and they're doing maintenance on the system or what, but that could be possible, bro. But I'm glad you're here.
Try that, Claiborne.
All right, one more paragraph, and we are done with this part 1. But that doesn't mean the show's over. The show's not over till we say the Serenity Prayer. So Andrea has a similar story. She says, my mother taught me that at all costs I should never do anything to make my father angry. I lived in constant fear of his awful silence that could, at most unexpected moment, turn into a red-faced rage. I have a mental picture of myself in a crouch like a dog that looks pleadingly, hoping not to be beaten, but expecting it, hoping to please the master, but knowing it will never happen. The master will not and cannot be pleased. That's sad. Part 2, Sunday night, we're going to go through neglect, dynamics of abuse, and cause and effect. And then the next Tuesday, we'll get into some sexual abuse, which is always a sad, sad topic. But it's a part of It'll Never Happen to Me. And this book is about growing up with addiction as youngsters and adolescents. And I always like to think about that. Maybe you didn't grow up with it, but if you're watching this channel, you probably were addicted. What are your kids going through? What have they gone through? Do you need to go see a counselor? Do you need to go into a group therapy session? I know family counseling for us was really awesome when I was at Action. Highly suggest it. I think it was really beneficial to our family.
It was.
Anything else you want to add, Gage? You good? Link? You got any quotes? Any jokes? Any jokes?
Yeah, we haven't heard a joke in a
I
while.
heard a Link joke for a long time.
Well, you don't tell jokes anymore? Or
Good luck. All righty. All right, we'll just do this.
Linky worked out real hard today.
Oh, yeah, Linky started a workout program with the kids today at 4 o'clock. 4:30, we were late, but whatever.
He's going to be sore.
Ready, Linky?
It was supposed to start at 4? Oh, whoops.
God,
God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen. Joke from Link. Joke from Link. Joke from Link. What else do you know about me and Cassie? I told you about Claiborne and Cassie.
About marrying and free haircuts or something
Yep.
like that? Yeah.
I think he's cool with it.
I like it. You have to ask Cassie, but I like it.
I feel
Jane
like
Andrews,
I feel like
where
she
can I
was
get
down.
that book? Jane Andrews, if you look into the description below this video on the Facebook side or on the YouTube channel, there is a link in that description. Will help you. Click that link. It'll take you to the first edition, and then just start searching Amazon, and you will find. Just make sure you get the blue one. But if you wait a little bit, there's another revision coming out. But this is a collector's item now, so y'all want to get this one. So click that link in the description. Search this book, the blue one, and pick yourself one up.
I may not have a joke, but you know who does have a joke? Amazon Alexa.
I don't want to hear from her. They love you.
He's
His
tired.
brain shut
He's
off today.
too
y'all.
tired. Knock, knock. I don't know. That was just from Aubrey. I just was reading out loud.
Knock knock joke, Link. Tell us a knock knock joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You're up.
You're up who?
No, you're a poo.
Hey.
Haha. You guys are both poos.
Thanks a lot, you guys. You just made him call me poop. We recover better by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, staying sober. Worth it. Good night. Love y'all, family. Yes, John. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Jane. Appreciate you being here. Glad you're a part of it. Remember, if you're not, check out our Facebook private group and our Discord, and check out our website, recoveringaddict.org.
we'll be-
Recoveringaddict.org.
Me and Jake on Thursday, right?
And Jake and Felice. Thank you, Merc. Jerk. All right, y'all. Until next time, remember, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.